All right. Hello, everyone. Today is the 13th of December, the Monday, and we had a really nice trading session. In fact, the one stock that we had identified for our intraday trade for today gave us the right kind of results. Today we have on our watch list only about five stocks that we will be, analyzing or looking forward to trading tomorrow, if all of the conditions are met for our intraday entry. It's Vedanta, Indigo, Dixon, and PEL and IPCA Labs. Just five stocks, but mostly we're just going to be focusing on these two, VEDL, Vedanta, and Indigo. Of course, the other stocks, wherever in whatever direction they break out, and we get the alert on the, on the Telegram channel, the intraday Telegram channel, we will be taking those entries. Just to today look at Vedanta and Indigo as our focus stocks. We'll start with Vedanta. You see that today also this stock. Let's start with a daily bias, taking a daily bias on our side. This stock right now, Vedanta, is in a recovery or the resumption of the original uptrend that had started in the month of November. In fact, the original uptrend has begun much. There are small, blips and small phase two, bearish phase two phases happening, bearish phases coming up in between. Right now, in fact, today was a gap up opening for the entire market, and this stock had opened gap up again. The entire market sentiments have been reflected in this particular trade, in this particular session on Vedanta as well. But what we're seeing on the daily time frame is, basically this bullish crossover. After that, the prices have gone high, and then there are certain ring lows, pullback failures, and resulting moves upwards. We're not going to be focusing too much on the daily time frame because we're just trying to get a bias. But most importantly, we're trying to also see what can be our limits and if these are achievable for tomorrow. I mean, if we will be able to at least capture some movement till this particular supply zone has been hit. We'll go to our 1 hour time frame. But just to let you know, right, on the daily time frame, we have a good bullish signal coming up so far. But also, if we have to track our, our key support areas with the 50 period moving average, you'll see that stock is taking support at 50 period moving average, and very recently it has also taken a support, and then that is how it's moving up. Of course, there was a bearish attempt, but now the prices are making higher highs and higher lows. That's when you see, that's when you start seeing the curves, right? So lower highs, lower lows, with a pause region, and then higher highs and higher lows will start making this cup shaped recovery. But we're just analyzing the daily time frame only to take our original bias, whether this is bullish or bearish. And that is, if this is bullish, we're going to continue finding the trend to be bullish throughout until the execution time frame at 5 minutes, and that is when we will see where we can execute this trade. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, we're seeing that there was a this bearish phase 2 has actually allowed the prices to stay well below 50 EMA, but also above 200 EMA. Very strong sign of a bullish stock trying to just breathe, right? It hasn't. So this was the time when we saw that the prices had dropped below 200 period moving average, but also very quickly recovered with good rejection wicks here at the bottom. So to me, this looks like a stock that is coming back to its supply area and maybe breakout. We don't know, but this might be a good breakout candidate. But let's see how this works, right? On the 1 hour time frame, we're still bullish. It has made a gap up opening. After making a gap up opening throughout the day, we see that it hasn't come back even towards the low point. One, it hasn't come back towards the low point, and also two, that since it hasn't come towards the low point, it hasn't even breached the day's low. And if you see today, most of the stocks, that were affected by the Nifty market movement, you will see that also some of the really good performing stocks, well performing stocks, have also broken their day's lows because of the Nifty bearish move, right? So gap up, most of the stocks have got, but having sustained the downside, and also staying within the range of the day, staying within well above the low of the day. This is something, and also the last 1 hour has shown a sign of recovery. So this again is a bullish. We're going to continue with our bullish bias on this stock. Um, on the 30 minutes also, it's just showing the same thing, and we have marked this line here, right? This particular line that is cutting through these particular resistance points. Of course, there was one resistance here which failed. I mean, the stock was not able to breach this resistance and sustain. Again, there was a resistance. Then there was a retest, and a resulting move towards the upside. Also, this did not sustain at the higher levels at 367 to 373 region. So this is where the supply began and the prices started dropping. Taking very good support at the 200 period moving average, pulling back up. I highly doubt that this stock is going to show a bearish reversal tomorrow, but anything can happen in the market. We're just looking at the patterns. We're just looking at recognizable, repeatable patterns that we've been seeing on a lot of these stocks, and most of the market movement. And this is how we're estimating our moves for the next day. On the 15-minute time frame, we're just still just seeing the same thing. This stock has made in the first 15 minutes itself this high and this low. Even the next candle was not able to breach the first 15 minutes low, right? So this is a good bullish sign. In fact, if it had even broken this, it would have filled up this gap that it had created in the morning, right? So this has not happened. On the 5-minute time frame, you see that something that we're really looking at is the 50 period moving average, providing the support to the stock really well, actually. These 5-minute candles, of course, there can be a single close, but no follow through, no big bodied bearish candles showing the resumption of this bearish phase, right? So same thing here. And of course, we did see this here, this confirmation candles on the bearish side. We are still not very sure if this is going to be a bullish on the 5-minute time frame, if this is going to continue with the bearish trend, because right now it is in a bearish phase on the 5-minute time frame, right here. The 80 EMA is below the 20 EMA, and even so the only thing that for us is now we're looking at some kind of a signal that shows us that it is following the bullish bias that we have taken right at the beginning of the analysis on the daily time frame, is that the 20 period moving average has converged towards the 50 period moving average, and now showing a divergence on the last 5-minute candle, with this kind of a bullish candle being formed in the last 5 minutes of the trading session. Now, what we're looking forward to the next day is that this bullishness continues, and the 5-minute time frame comes back into a bullish crossover, because even on the 15 minutes, where in the first 15 minutes of the trading session, after that we should be able to see a pullback failure. Now, a pullback failure of this particular candle, a close above the high of this particular candle, that is 357.6. That is when we see firstly, on the first 15 minutes, we see the bullish pullback failure, and after that we want to be able to see these prices being broken one by one, right? So tomorrow's range can just probably, it might just stop at 360, or it might go all the way up to this supply zone here, a long-term supply zone, where we might see certain resistance points here, like this 360 level, and then after that, this is a very strong. I think this is also another resistance point, 364 levels, and then finally touching 367 or maybe even 366 to 367. Now our our entry above 357.5 and on the early bird range breakout, and this is going to be a bullish bias on the trade. Moving up until 366, 365, 366, we can still hold on to this with stopping, prices stopping at 360, 360 and 364 levels, and again finally stopping at 366. If there is a good bullish momentum, we may be able to see prices moving quite high, but I don't think this is. I think we're going to be able to see only this kind of a range, and this is quite a high range on a 300, 350, 360 rupee stock. Anything can happen. This is not trading advice. This is not financial advice. Please make sure that you consult your professional financial advisor. But that's about it. This is for Vedanta. We're looking, if you get this is our top pick for tomorrow's trade. That's the 14th of December. Wherever you see an expansion, extreme expansion label for this, for a long trade on Vedanta, we will take it. Even if it's a short trade, we might have to be careful, but I think we may be able to see this gap depending on where Nifty is moving tomorrow, right? So that's it. Please look for Vedanta. Any direction. Only thing is the most important thing is that it needs to show up in our scanner. That's the most important thing, right? So that's about it. This is Vedanta, and now we will go on to the next stock actually, which is Indigo. These are the two top choices for tomorrow. I think Dixon, PEL, Ipca Lab also you can keep in mind. These are the only 5 stocks. I'm not going to be posting a watch list for tomorrow, a separate one. Any of these 5 stocks come up in our scanner for long or short, we're just going to be able to take it, right? So Indigo currently trading at 2012 rupees. What is the analysis that we're looking at here? On the daily time frame, you'll see that this stock is in a bearish trend. Of course, this is in a bearish trend, right? But on the bearish phase 2 here. But something that is interesting to note is that the price has been rejected from the 200 period moving average. This, I think, this is an overall market movement as well. Right now, it has taken thrice a rejection on the 20 period moving average on the daily time frame. Of course, it also has a 50 period moving average as a resistance on the top. This is at around 229, 230 levels. Coming to the 1 hour time frame, in fact, I wanted to show you something on the 4 hour time frame as well, right? On the 4 hour time frame, you're seeing that the stock has consolidated below 200 period moving average, and if this had to continue to be bearish, below the 200 period EMA on the 4 hour time frame, it should have just continued to go down. Right now, the prices have not fallen. Of course, there was a lot of rejection, resistance on the 200 period moving average, and now it has finally come up. Not quite tested the 200 period, retested the 200 period moving average again. But also there is on the 4 hour time frame, there is a bullish crossover. Now, since it has stayed in a tight range today, we might be able to see good extreme expansions of the breakout above the 50 period moving average on the 5-minute time frame. Also to the first level of 2072. If this sustains, in fact, this is a good resistance on on the 4 hour time frame, and then we might be able to see the next resistance at 2129. We will enter this trade whether bullish or bearish, because most likely on the daily time frame this is showing quite a bearish sign. But we, of course, this may be able to give us a bullish crossover. Not tomorrow, but this could be the start of a bullish crossover on the daily time frame. However, keeping in mind all of the travel restrictions and all of these other things, there may be a sell-off, and we might be able to see that that bullish recovery, not being able to sustain, and prices dropping back down. So where in whatever direction the market moves tomorrow and Indigo moves tomorrow, if this is a bearish breakout on the early bird range, good. We will be also be able to take it, provided that it comes within the scanner, appears on Telegram channel, and also that all of the conditions are met. Apart from that, a breakfast range breakout on a short side, I'm quite sure that this is going to be a very good trade. On either side, actually, I don't want to confuse you. Whatever side it takes tomorrow, I think we are going to trade this. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, we're coming back. This is a bullish. This is quite bullish, but here this is something. There's so many conflicting signals on Indigo because it's not yet. I mean, the market is not yet decided where to take the stock, right? So on the 1 hour time frame, the 50 period moving average is below the 200 period moving average, indicating a bearish downtrend still. This can be a phase two, a temporary bullish phase two, until it hits the 200 period moving average and comes back down. This can be highly possible given that the overall trend is bearish on the daily time frame. 30 minutes sitting very comfortably. Now, this is the thing. Again, the 50 period moving average is below the 200 period moving average. Now, in many cases, I've noticed that, when the 50 period moving average is too close to the 200 period moving average, usually the stock flies up and provides the opportunity for a bullish crossover on the 50 and the 200 period, and that's the golden cross, as we all know. So anything can happen with Indigo tomorrow, but we are just going to follow wherever the breakout appears. 15-minute time frame bullish. So there's so many so on the daily time frame it's bearish, on the 4-hour time frame it's bullish, on the 1 hour time frame it's bullish, 30 minutes is bearish. Now on the 15 minutes it is completely bullish, right, on the 15-minute time frame. And on the intraday basis, we will obviously look for shorter durations to capture those very quick moves and exit the trade with profits. So if we get a breakout, let's take that breakout on the long side and keep moving, take the trade. On the 5 minutes time frame, we've seen a nice bullish rejection from the bottom on the 50, 20 and 80 EMA, everything breaking all at once and closing above all of the EMAs. Taken a good support at the 200 period moving average on the 5-minute time frame. I'm thinking anything can happen on this trade, and it can either be bearish or bullish. And I know a lot of people who are watching this video will say, how are you analyzing when you don't even know what's going to happen? Yes, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and I'm sure if you can tell me what's going to happen for sure 100%, then that's going to be a great that's going to be a wonder. But we are going to be able to, we want to be prepared for both sides, and we want to prepare ourselves and mentally accept that the trade can go in any direction, and wherever the trend picks up, wherever the price picks up on the trend, that is exactly the same direction that we're going to trade in. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, something really important that I wanted to show you is that this stock has been in a tight range today. That means whatever highs and lows that it had made throughout the day, it hasn't broken that range, and we're expecting for this stock to break this range tomorrow. Excuse me, either on the upside or the downside, doesn't matter, but we are going to be able to see a breakout. If we see a breakout, we take this trade. Please keep an eye out on the intraday Telegram channel for an extreme expansion alert on Indigo and Vedanta. Both of these stocks, and apart from that, 3 other stocks that you can keep on your watch list: Dixon, PEL, and Ipca Lab. That's about it from me today. Very few stocks. If we get it, we get it. We trade these opportunities. If we don't, we just don't trade for the day. I will come back with a few swing trade opportunities very soon today itself. And thank you so much for watching. If you still haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps you and me, and it's something that now I've been looking forward to. Um, yeah, that's it. All the best for tomorrow, and please feel free to reach out if you have any queries at all. Thank you so much for watching.